growing up in the Philippines and seeing the lifestyle and the opportunities that I probably didn't have over there, and coming over here and seeing all the opportunities I could do. I grew up with this mentality that, you know, I want to make the most of everything that I can possibly do. And one of the things I thought was, you know, that's medicine is the perfect way to do that. And as I entered medicine, it opened even more doors to other things. And one of the doors that opened was this program.
Healthy Start is basically an education program for newly arrived Australians. So refugees and asylum seekers who have only been here for a few months or have been here for a year or so, who would like some more information about how the health system in Australia works, what are some simple ways they can keep themselves healthy, ways they can look out for their family and when they should go to a GP.
People who are coming from different walk of their life, different country, different standard, and our job is to help them to settle in Australia. And this session of the medical students coming from time to time to our MTA and helping with all this beautiful information passing to our client is enormous benefit to them.
I am coordinating Healthy Start in terms of getting the students together from 4 universities. So at the moment we've got Bond University, Griffith University, UQ and QUT.
I was contacted by Murillo, who was the main organiser of it. He knew that I had an interest in refugee health and global health and just asked me to come along to a meeting and see what it was all about. There was a bit of a gap in refugee health knowledge and he really felt like medical students had something to offer there and had an opportunity to develop our own skills as well in terms of health literacy and patient education with people who haven't had much exposure to health professionals before.
As medical students, or not just medical students, any university student, you're in a great platform to do a lot of things, and programs like this are quite unique.
It's the students themselves that run the program, so we liaised with clinicians, with the staff here at the Multicultural Development Association who have worked with refugees for years and basically put our heads together and figured out what were the key health messages that we wanted newly arrived Australians to know and what was going to be the best platform to give them the skills that they could use to actually go out and access help once we weren't there for them to ask questions.
I think it's great to realise the importance of sharing your education, especially with such a ethnically diverse program.
It was just incredible to see how much the refugees were getting out of the experience and also how much the different students were getting out of it, being able to speak to the refugees, and it's something that usually you wouldn't get a chance to be able to participate in something like that.
There isn't really anything like it in Australia for students particularly, and I think for people with an interest in this later in their careers, this is the best way to experience it and see if it's something that they can do in the future.
The medical students, when they pass the information to their client and they see this is first time this information being passed through that human being, and that little help, the little light of the guidance and help to better life, that's make that students feel, wow, I can help another human being.
At the end of each day that we run this program, it's always nice to see everyone smiling and, you know, shaking people's hands, and you can see that we're really appreciative of what the information that we give to them.
I don't think a lot of people realise that these people are literally in our backyards. There are people who live 10 minutes away from me, the clients here, who don't have really any idea about how they can access a GP or what they can for.
I'd like it for these students to maybe one day consider even working in refugee health, and that would be, you know, just amazing. Keep an open mind and participate in as many programs that you can do.
I am very amazed with these young people. They can do different things with their life and they are so dedicated coming and spending time with refugees here.
I had an experience just the other day in the hospital. In antenatal clinic, I had a few refugees come through and I used an interpreter. I spoke to them about women's health and I spoke to them about pregnancy, and it was the most incredible feeling to be able to use the skills that I had learnt here in Healthy Start.